Hi everyone. Today is isolation day 21 and I am on another cane. Actually, this is my second cane today. My first one was a very, very bright cane. That was made with fluorescent pink, green, wasabi, and white. There we go. So I'm going to make another one, and this one's going to have either 7 or 8 leaves. This has just got 6. That's usually the most common one that I make. So on this one, I'm going to try some complementary colors. I have a purple, a green, and white for the center. Oops, I don't know why I did that. So this is the way I usually set them up. So I will go like this, and there we go, and like this, and then I will put the white in the center right there. So let me get this started and I'll come back before I reduce it. Okay, so I made a little bit of adjustments because the last time I made one of these, I just had this original triangle of white, and it was just a small bit up there, and unfortunately when I ran the skinner, it was like all the white was gone. So I have put a little more white in the center and kind of separated a little bit more, because I do want a white line in the middle of it, because I want to show some separation instead of just going straight from green to a light purple. Okay, so it's ugly, and I know, and it doesn't really matter. So don't worry if your Skinner blends is not perfect. Mine never are, and that's okay. So normally I would try and move my camera over to the pasta machine so you can see me make a Skinner blend, but I've dropped the camera like 3 times that I've tried that tonight. So tonight I'm just going to show you what I do. Okay, so when you put it in the Skinner blend, if you've never made one before, you're sticking it in the machine like that. You don't want it like that because it's all gonna smear. So you want a long thing of purple, white, and green, and then you're gonna fold it up, do it again. So you're always gonna put it in this way. So let me put it in for the first time and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so that's going that way. So now what you do is you're gonna fold that up like that, and then you run it back through there, and then you're going to fold it again, run it through, and you're going to do it until you get a nice little blend. So let me do that and I'll come back. Okay, so I ran it through probably about 10 times or so. I could keep going and it would blend these a lot more, but I kind of like the striations in them with the different colors. It'll look really good on the flower petal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, instead of folding it this way, or I'm sorry, this is how we were folding it, right? Okay, I don't want to do that anymore. So now we're just going to make it long. So I'm going to fold it in half. Okay, and now I'm going to put it through the machine down like that. So you're going to stick it in, and what we're trying to do is make this really long. So I'm going to put it through on a 0. If your machine only has 1 through 9, that's fine. Just put it on a number 1. Okay, and I've done that. So now I'm going to do a 4. Okay, you could go even to a 7, but I'm not going to, because again, I don't really want to blend it. I like having a little bit of the difference. So we're going to start with a fan fold now. So now we're just going to fold these onto itself over and over until we get all the way to the top. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. we go. Sometimes you just gotta play. Sorry for the dirty nails. I've been making cane all day, so I've got so much clay down there. I really need to paint my nails, I'm sure, but okay, so there we go. Okay, so now we want to reduce this, and we want to make this long. Okay, normally people will reduce it like this, okay, and then they'll squish down the top and they'll make it long like this. I'm not doing that this time, because if I start squishing and reducing this side, I'm going to lose all the layers. Okay, I don't want to lose this, so instead of going, you know, down, instead of going from top to bottom and pulling it, we're going side by side. So on this way, to go on the side, so make sure you can see all three colors when you reduce. Okay, that's the only way I can put it. That probably makes sense. You don't want to reduce it like this. You don't want to reduce it like this where you're only seeing one color. Reduce it like this. Okay, and we want to make this compress almost all the way down, because we want to put this back through the pasta maker. Okay, so I'm gonna make this like this, and we're just gonna pull as we go. Okay, try and keep it all even. And this takes a little work. It's a nice little workout on your fingers and your arms and your chest and your back. And I'm getting a little sore myself, so if I start moaning and groaning, you will know what. Okay, so we're going to keep going. You can take a roller and you can roll it like that. I just seem to make more of a mess when I do this, but it is a lot easier on your hands, so if you want to use a roller, go ahead. Sorry, I had a frog in my throat. Okay, so this is how thin we are. We're still going to go a little more, because again, it's going right through the pasta machine again. Let's see. There, see, that's the problem, is I get it kind of little out of shape. So now I'm just going to make sure this is all even. Okay, so okay, so now we're going to put it through the pasta machine. That way, we're going to do it this way, because we're going to make this just the way it is, but a whole lot longer. Okay, on this one, go to your thickest setting. Mine is a 0, so I'm going to run it through at a 0. Okay, so look at that. Pretty, huh? So these are going to be our petals. Okay, so now I kind of cut this off, but I may still use this. I don't know. Okay, I like to cut 2-inch strips. It's more comfortable for me to work with. Okay, and I'll just move those over there. Do that again. I got just a couple more. So we'll do that, and we'll do that. Not quite sure what that is. Okay, so now that you've got all those little pieces, now you're going to take them and you're going to kind of, I know the word, I just can't think of it. I'm thinking of straggle, but that's not it. But just go kind of back and forth. So your purple's way up here. Bring this purple like to the bottom of that purple. And then bring this purple back to where the first purple is. Okay, and just go back and forth. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, so don't worry if your purple's a little lower or a little higher. Okay. And yeah, I probably won't use that. Okay, so there we go. There's our flower. Okay, so as you can see, by not blending it so much, we got a lot of, you know, just a weird striation, which is really what I wanted. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you want to make this into a circle. Or I'm sorry, you want to round it. Circle, yeah, I don't think it's going to get that good, but okay. Okay, so find that center, which is right there. Okay, and that's it. You can roll it just a little bit. Try and keep it all even. Okay. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to put purple around this, but I'm going to put just a little bit of black in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap this with a darker purple. And so let me go ahead and make that color real quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, this is the regular purple. So we didn't go too much. We made it more of an eggplant color though. I kind of like it. Okay, and then I ran this through on a number 3 on my machine. Usually I go 4, but I felt like going a little darker tonight. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Okay, so what I'm going to do really quick, and I'll explain this to you in a second. This is just a little guide for me. So before I put this on, again, you really want to make sure that you're at the center. Okay, so and it doesn't matter if this doesn't quite match. Just make sure that it's at the center. So about right there. Okay. And this helps me when I reduce it, that I'm not twisting and turning it, because if you do, then your petals are going to be completely out of shape, and you want to keep this straight. So I do that, and it helps me out just a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to put the purple right there. Okay, so on this one, we're just going to pull it a little bit so that it gets to the edge. Oh, okay, let's try that again, but use the actual blade side. Okay, so again, there you go. So this is the dark purple. We're going to put that aside. Okay, so now I'm debating if I want to put something in the center here. You know, I do have a cane here. Let's see if I can find it. Check it out today, and of course, I must have put it back. Okay, I'm going to hit pause real quick. Let me see if I can find this. Okay, so one thing about me is don't get me sidetracked, because then I'll find all kinds of stuff. So I found a few canes in here. I thought, this might actually look weird. I don't know. What do you think about that in the middle? Yeah, probably not. This is what I was looking for. Not sure if it'll show up though. Probably not. Okay, so we're probably going to leave that alone. But I saw this and went, oh, hey, this might be really nice for the center. So we're going to hold on to that because that's probably what we're going to do. Okay, so the next thing that I need to do now is I need to reduce this. Okay, and I need to go, I've been making everything 6 petals. So I think I want to make this a 7. 7 or an 8. It depends how long I can pull. When you make canes like this on the flower canes, I usually use a small amount of clay. Okay, so when I'm actually reducing the petals are about this big. And then when you go to manipulate them and kind of shape them, they get really wonky. I don't recommend doing that. I started making bigger canes because I'll tell you what, the details on the flowers come out so much better. So if you can, I don't know how much clay you have, but it's worth it. It's really worth making a bigger cane. And this is small compared to what I've seen other people use. I'm still trying to get used to working with a bigger cane, but hopefully when I get a little better and stuff like that, I'll start using, you know, big old canes. But okay, let me go reduce this and I will see you in a bit. So I've still got a long way to go, but I thought I'd kind of show you about reducing. I know a lot of people have problems reducing and getting this huge amount on the ends while their center is really small. The way I used to make it was I used to reduce the center like I'm doing now to get it to the size that I wanted it, and then I would work on the ends, and that ended up giving me a whole lot of waste. So what I do now is I just slightly get the smaller diameter in the center, and then I just start working a little bit higher. Okay, and I pull. And yeah, if you can get Teresa Salgado's end caps, get them. They're worth it. The acrylic will stick to your clay, and it really helps. And I don't have them, so I'm using clay. I just made some round circles of clay, and they don't stick all that great, but I made them in all kinds of different sizes. And actually I did this tonight because I got fed up. I use quarters, I use $50. I love these little glass pieces, but they're really thick and you can't go any lower. So I use that, and then when the cane gets, you know, a little smaller, then I take that off and I'll put a smaller one on, and I just keep going and going and going. It helps, but the acrylic ones that she sells, they stick really good. So basically, like I said, I'm just gonna now, you know, just slightly. You don't want to push too hard because then you'll kind of mess up your petals. But just slightly like that and pull. Okay, and then when this side gets, you know, to about that side, then just turn it around. And see, just take a little out of the center and pull as you're going. And then just move higher up the cane and higher up the cane until you get to the top. So I'm going to keep doing this and I will be back. Alrighty, well, I got a Venus flytrap here. So I don't have too much waste, but a little more than I'd like. But I just need 12 inches. So I'm going to cut that right there. Okay. And there we go. So this is what your cane looks like now that it's reduced. And it's looking really good. So, okay. Now we're going to cut 1.5 inches, and we're going to cut, oh no, we're not doing 1.5, or are we? 1.5 would be 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so 1.5 inches. So we're going to go 1.5, right? And then 3, and then 4.5, and 6, and then 7.5. And 9, 10.5. Then we had a little bit extra, and 12. Okay, so there you go. And this is why I added that green stripe on the bottom, because it's right in the center. And this way, when you roll it and stuff like that, and it gets all twisty, and if you try and make the petal like that, then your flowers aren't going to line up on all sides. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and make our petals. Okay, so part of me is wondering if I want to make this kind of pointy as well. So I'm going to try that. Yeah, why not? That'll be a little different. Usually I go round, so I do that. Okay. Okay, we're going to do that to all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording so you don't have to watch me do it to all of them. So I will be right back. Okay, so I am back and I have 8 of these. Some of them are a little bigger than others. That'll be interesting. Okay, so we have a few that are just a little longer. So we might pull these a little more. Okay. They're pretty close. So I'll just kind of play with them and stretch them out. And then we got to figure out what we're going to do with the center here. So I usually put all of these together. Wow, that's a lot bigger, isn't it? Okay, we'll have to fix that as we go. Okay, so I'm just kind of putting them up now. It's not perfect by any means. Okay, but kind of gives me an idea of how big I need that center. Okay, so it's a really pretty flower. But do I want this? This is an old cane, so I really need to get it used up. But is that green too much? And should I use more of a pink? So I need this small. So I'm not going to cut up the whole cane. Okay, and I'm just going to reduce this fast. Looks like I need probably about 1/4 of an inch, I think. And I'm not really worried about waste on this because, like I said, this is really old. So it needs to be woken up, and it's going to move a lot once it does. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it here. Wow, it is just really hard. So hopefully me doing this is just kind of breaking up that clay and loosening it up. A little bit of friction there. And I only need, what, maybe 1 3/4 inch. So, this. And then we're just playing a little bit, see if it's too big. Yep, so we're going to go just a little smaller. And then we'll have to set all these back up again. Okay, So that should be okay. So just gonna kind of make sure it's all pretty even all the way around. And it's got a little bit more I can move. Okay. Okay. So we'll go about right there. Alrighty. So now the fun part is putting it all together. See, now I could, okay, so let me show you this. Okay. So I could do that, or because of the way we cut it, we could do the green on the outside. Okay. So there's the green on the inside with the green. Or you know what? I like the green on the outside. So we're going to turn those around. I don't know why. I was really happy with the green on the inside, but okay, and I know that the directions that come with these might be a little different, but it gives you a chance to kind of turn things around. I mean, you don't always have to follow directions. If you get an idea in your head and your mind's going, oh no, you know, this looks really good, I want to try this, then do it, because you know, this is just what I see. And sometimes other people get something that sparks just by watching somebody else make something. You'll get an idea that sparks. Oops, wrong one, didn't I? So change it up any way you want. This, and you got to really be careful with this. You know, make sure that the bottoms are touching. Okay, when we get to the other side, it's not going to look good. So always remember that your other side's going to look pretty bad. They usually never line up for me. Okay. Okay. Now let's do it again. Okay. So again, this is the worst part for me, is getting everything just to line up the way it should. Okay. Okay, so that looks good, right? Turn it back over. Why don't I like this side? Something about that one, but I know it's also the end. Okay, so there we go. So there's your pretty flower. Okay, so now we have the fun part. So what we're going to do really quick is we're just going to make sure that these are all, you know, nicely pointed. Okay. Just come in there a little bit, point it, make sure they're all, again, that strip in the middle helps so much. So make sure you're always putting that in there. Okay, so I think that's okay. I keep going in there and just going a little more, a little more. That one's pretty good. That one feels pretty good. A lot of these can just go a little more. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, see, all that should be on the top. Okay, so yeah, you might have to come in here and do this a few times just to make sure it's all lined up. Okay, So now what we're going to do is we're going to fill all of this with translucent. So let me get some translucent conditioned, and I will be back again. Okay, and we're back. Almost lost the camera one more time. This is my phone that I'm using for the camera. And yeah, I've destroyed it almost 3 times tonight. So what I'm doing now is I am trying to make the pieces to go in between here. So I'm just kind of spreading this out as far as I can, and then I'm going to pinch as I push down. Okay, because I want this really flat on the bottom. There we go. Never used 2 hands, but it sure makes it a lot quicker. I don't know if this is going to be too small, too big, but you just want to really squish it down like that. Okay, you want this to be high up, and then you want the bottom really flat. So I'm just going to grab one right here from the center to see. Okay, so see how that's no, I want to go farther down, so I'm going to push. Okay, so with 6 petals, I don't have that much space in between, so it's a little quicker. This might be just a little longer than I want it to be. But I really want to fill up the center. See, and then I think this... Okay. So that's good to fill up the center, but I still want to go at least a little higher on that. I'll show you as I go. So right now let's just fill it all in. This is probably the most time consuming. Okay. If I can avoid that, I would love to. So we're going to try and keep this a little bigger. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see, I just want it flatter. So I want to bring that top down. Well, the last one I made, they just fit in here so perfect. But we will get there. Probably should have went a lot wider than that. That may have helped a little bit. I think I need like 4 more. Yep. Oh, that might actually work. Okay, see how high? That's a little too high. So I'm going to push this down. Okay. Might be a little better. So I need 3 more. Boy. Okay, well, try this again. Okay, a little lower. Oh, no, that one was perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so basically, there you go. Okay, now some of them actually look all right. Okay, as you can see, some got a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna make a couple flat pieces. Okay. So like this one. Go a little more. Okay, I'm gonna go one right here. Okay. Okay. So this is what we got. Okay. Alrighty, now let's just pray that I get this to look okay. I'm not used to making pointy ends because by the time I'm done with the cane, it's never pointy. So we are going to take one more wrap of translucent. This is a little old translucent, so it's pretty soft, but I don't know. That one crumbled for some reason. Okay. There we go. Okay, I think that this is going to be long enough. And hopefully wide enough. I don't know about that. But I'm going to go ahead and try. Wow, just having a hard night tonight. Don't know if this is going to be long enough. I thought maybe I could get away with it. I might be able to still get away with it. Oh yeah, I got it. Okay, so we're going to connect that together. And just going to cut off a little bit. Not really worried about that too much. But there's just that little area right here that I don't really care for. There you go. Alright, so there you go. I am going to pause again one more time. And then I'm going to reduce this and pray that we still have the nice, pretty, pointy leaves. So we'll find out, and I will be back in a minute. Okay, so I am all reduced, and it doesn't matter how many you make of these, you still get really, really nervous. I don't even want to look. So this one, I'm probably going to go like 2.5. I don't know why. I had to think about that for a minute because I kind of like making it at 2 inches. But I don't know. For some reason, I figured I'd go 2.5 tonight. I have not looked at it. If you've noticed, I'm not looking at it yet. Okay. You ready for the grand finale? There you go. Oh my gosh. It really turned out pretty special, I think. I think that looks really good. I mean, not all of them are perfect, but when you look at a flower, they never are, right? Oop, yeah, I didn't cut it far enough down. And there you go. Okay, that one's a little off, obviously. We're getting to the, looks like we're getting to the nitty-gritty on this one. But it made the perfect 7, so I had to do it. Oh well, that's okay. Look at that. And there you go. Okay, so that's our cane for the night. It is really late, and I think I'm going to call it a night for the night. Yeah, that one didn't quite work. That's probably why I went 2.5 inches. But anyways, I'm really pleased with these. And earlier I made these really bright ones. So, boy, you put that together, and I've got orange, and I've got some blue, and I've got a couple other colors in there that I've been working on. And I just wanted to make some tutorials for everybody, but phew, what a contrast. Look at that. And there you go. So those are the two that I made tonight, and I hope you like them. And see me next time. And we're going to go for another one, but I think we're going to add something into the leaves. Just not sure what yet. I'll figure that out, and I'll be back for another recording. Have a great night, guys. Bye-bye.